On September 19, 2025, the calm over the Baltic Sea was shattered at 9 a.m. 3 Russian MiG-31 fighter jets, transponders off and radios silent, sliced into Estonian airspace, an unmistakable, calculated provocation. Their aggressive flight path took them 5 nautical miles into NATO territory, not by accident, but by design. On the ground, over 400,000 Estonians went about their day, unaware of the high-stakes drama above. The Russian pilots were testing NATO's defenses, violating international norms and sending a clear message of military assertiveness. This incursion, lasting just 12 minutes, would trigger a response that redefined aerial confrontation, not with missiles, but with data and networks. The Estonian foreign minister would later call it an unprecedented provocation, part of a pattern of escalating Russian activity across Europe. The MiG pilots, confident in their advanced interceptors, believed they held the upper hand. But as they crossed into Estonian skies, they unknowingly entered a digital trap. The era of silent, networked warfare had begun. The instant the MiGs breached Estonian airspace, NATO's response was invisible but immediate. Within seconds, Estonian operators escalated the alert to NATO Level 1 tracking, activating a multinational network defense. 2 Italian F-35s, already on patrol, began passively tracking the MiGs from over 90 kilometers away, using infrared sensors that left no electronic trace. The Russian pilots, unaware, scanned empty skies, blind to the threat closing in. The F-35s gathered precise data on the MiG's speed, altitude, and formation, instantly sharing it across NATO's encrypted grid. This was not a scramble to intercept, but a quiet, coordinated buildup of information dominance. Every second, NATO's picture of the situation sharpened, while the MiGs flew deeper into a carefully prepared operational area. The age of the classic dogfight was fading. A new silent battle had begun. The Russian jets were being surrounded by data, not missiles. The F-35s remained unseen, their advantage growing with every moment. Only one side knew the battle had started. As the MiGs pressed deeper, their aggressive maneuvers triggered the next phase of NATO's response. The Italian F-35s shifted from passive tracking to active electronic attack. No missiles, just focused electromagnetic energy. Suddenly, the MiGs' radar screens filled with phantom targets, their sensors overwhelmed by false signals. In less than a second, system faults cascaded through the Russian cockpits, shattering their formation. The pilots, confused and threatened, burned precious fuel in high-G evasive maneuvers against enemies that didn't exist. One MiG's defensive systems even triggered a shockwave, countering a non-existent missile. The F-35s had crippled the MiG's ability to fight, without ever being seen or firing a shot. The Russian jets, now isolated and disoriented, were prisoners of their own cockpits. Their mission's cohesion was gone, their advantage erased by invisible hands. The architects of their confusion watched from a safe distance, in total control. With the Russian formation broken, NATO's digital cage snapped shut. Allied aircraft from Sweden, Finland, Poland, and Germany converged. Their sensors and weapons envelopes coordinated through a high-speed data grid. Every move the MiGs made was tracked and triangulated in real time. Escape was impossible. The overwhelming advantage was not in any single jet, but in the power of the network connecting them all. At 9:20 a.m., an Italian F-35 achieved a near-certain missile lock on a MiG. No missile fired, just a blaring threat tone in the Russian pilot's headset. The message was clear. We see you, we can destroy you, and you can do nothing about it. The digital cage was inescapable. The strength of NATO's response lay in multinational cooperation and seamless integration. German, Italian, Polish, Finnish, and Swedish aircraft worked as one, their capabilities amplified by the shared network. Italian F-35s provided stealth and electronic attack. German Typhoons controlled the upper airspace. Polish F-16s and Swedish Gripens formed the cage's walls. Finnish fighters sealed the eastern escape. Each nation's pilots played a crucial role, all looking at the same tactical display, executing the same plan. The Russian pilots weren't facing a few jets. They faced the combined air power of a continent. Decades of joint training and investment had created an insurmountable obstacle for the isolated MiGs. NATO's invisible fortress was unbreakable. Electronic disruption, psychological pressure, and the digital cage left the Russian pilots with no options. Low on fuel and outmaneuvered, the MiGs turned back toward Russia by 9:26 a.m. As they withdrew, NATO's response shifted. Swedish Gripens and Polish F-16s moved in for a close escort, ensuring compliance and gathering intelligence. The Russian pilots, forced into a predictable path, were thoroughly documented. Every weapon, tail number, and marking recorded for future analysis. The escort continued for over half an hour, a visible display of control. At 10:01 a.m., the MiGs crossed back into Russian airspace, their mission a quiet, comprehensive defeat. Not a single shot was fired, yet the outcome was decisive. NATO had demonstrated absolute control through technology and flawless coordination. The Russian sortie ended in humiliation. Their provocation answered with overwhelming superiority. The skies over Estonia belonged to NATO. The silent standoff over Estonia revealed the future of aerial warfare, a battle of networks, not just machines. NATO's victory was built on controlling information, seeing, sharing, and denying data to the enemy. The lone fighter ace is giving way to pilots as nodes in a vast, synchronized network. The Italian F-35 pilot who launched the electronic attack was perfectly coordinated with German, Polish, and Swedish allies. Distance no longer mattered. The MiGs, isolated and digitally blind, were rendered powerless when their sensors failed. Advanced hardware means little if its information systems can be deceived or disabled. The new dogfight is fought in the electromagnetic spectrum as much as in the sky. Future conflicts may be won before a shot is fired by those who control the flow of information. But as electronic warfare grows more potent, the line between monitoring and aggression blurs. The Baltic encounter was a warning. The ultimate high ground is now digital, and the battle for the skies has changed forever.